we have such programs as helping the mothers of the rape victims and to help them not go through abortion or that horrific experience of losing a child, help them go through that and you know, be able to raise kids. And that's our goal, really, is to help everyone in America, really through the government, but not through the federal government, through state.
Thank you.
Everyone else, it's really great to be here. You betcha. So basically, I just wanted to talk today about our movement. You know, our movement it's bigger than one person, and it's bigger than one candidate. It's even bigger than one party. We are one country, united under God. And Obama has piled on more and more debt into his welfare state, and $3 million more is added to our debt every minute. So there is no plan to fix it, and our government isn't too big to fail. It's too big to succeed. 13 million Americans are out of work, and 46 are living in poverty. Government dependency under Obama has gone up 26%, and when we see the failure around us, we must remember that this is not the failure of the American people, not our hard-working, honest, true American people. This is the failure of our leaders. This is the failure of the permanent political class in America, and that is where we have to start.
Thank you. And last but not least, Mr. Brown.
Thanks for having us here today. For my welfare proposal, my main concern is, as Ms. Palin said, the government is too large. We need to take that power away from the government and kind of go off what Mr. Paul has said, move towards a more state-based system where we take that funding and that power away from the big federal government and give it to the individual states, because they know how to best help their citizens and they know what's wrong and how and where that funding and where that money needs to go. And my plan is to move away from a centralized government and create a balance between government and the people, and creating tax cuts and funding towards organizations that can really help the people, and focusing a lot on employment and family-based incentives.
Of people in poverty in the hands of people who've worked hard for their money, and they shouldn't be responsible for the ones lagging behind.
I'm not saying it's their responsibility, but it is a doctrine of America to help our fellow man, and that's what makes us American.
Well, what I think you guys are too, we both of you guys want to help the people, of course, but it shouldn't be anybody's responsibility other than the government's responsibility to help those who can't help themselves. So that's why what I believe all of you guys are making excellent points, but unless we fund those people who don't have anything or don't have any way to get back on track, then we're not really going to make any progress.
Through the government ran? You were just all for the state block grants.
No, I'm saying the government through state government.
I see.
And I just really want to insert a theme of the Palin Plan, which is that we believe in not everyone has a right to success, but everyone has a right for a chance at success. So that is what we're all about that. We're about individual responsibility, about working hard, about a chance at success.
Okay, guys.
Used as a measure of support, not rather as a measure of despair. So I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I definitely agree with you, is that if we take it as a last measure support where people get too comfortable using it and they don't start working and they get rusty in the job market, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to take interviews anymore, a lot of people are going to stay unemployed. And it's a serious issue that we're trying to make it only where it supports you to be that working man again, or working woman again.
You know, Rand, I have a solution for you. I think we're really focusing on the problems, and again, I want to focus on the solution, what we're going to do for America. And regarding TAMP, temporary assistance for needy families, what we've proposed is that we put time limits on these block grants. And what it's going to do is it's going to force people after a certain amount of time to seek help from their communities, churches, and other civil sectors that are really going to bring together just the unity under God.
when the government can't even help itself. So we are
What it does is it forces people to pay for things that they may not need or want. And if they're forced into this universal, okay, everyone's under this big umbrella, you know, there are going to be people who maybe only need an edge. You know, maybe they need full coverage. Maybe, if you think of it in that kind of metaphor. And so I think with this market, and we have private insurers who offer personalized plans for each person is really, it's going to cut costs a lot, you know, and with the government shutdown and the raising of the debt ceiling, I mean, it's sickening, really is what it is.
certainly, we are absolutely against the individual mandate. Again, it just goes against our individual liberties, and there's a lot wrong with that. To think that Obama would even begin to let this happen, well, it's not really a surprise now.
Well, now there's been some question about the constitutionality of federally funded health care, such as Obamacare and Medicare. What's your stance on this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely against our constitutional rights. And like I said, our main problem is that we have this permanent political class in Washington, and we have to reform it. Why are we in this situation with Obamacare? It is because of Washington, and we've got to work on that immediately. And that's the first thing that I would do when I get elected.
And if I the time